So we are in the midst of getting ready to have a serious snowstorm. They're predicting something like 6 inches in a couple of days. And 6 inches in the top of pine trees can sometimes bring them down, especially if they're weighted and leaning towards a building. And this particular tree that you see here in the middle of your screen is leaning toward this small building. So I'm in the process of bringing it back this way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you a little bit about how I've got it hooked up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it kind of sideways. But to help me pull it and everything, help me keep the angle right, I've got some chain and cable and pulley, come along, things like that. That's going to help me. I've got wedges also. So here you can see this chain that's going across. I'm going to take this loose here and give you a closer look at things. So I've got a chain around that pine tree, and that's a living pine tree. And what I'm getting ready to do is I'm going to drop it, and it'll probably be in the neighborhood of that concrete tile right there. It probably won't hurt it at all. If anything, it probably hurt the tree more than anything. Then I have it hooked up here with another chain to make up the distance between this other longer chain that goes over to the base of that tree. And then here I've got a pulley. And this pulley is hooked up on one side. This cable is hooked up on one side to a tractor, which is up on the other side of that tree right there, that big tree. And then this other cable goes up and it's hooked up to a chain that goes around the tree up there. To keep this from moving, this hook and pulley from moving, I've got a couple of screwdrivers, old screwdrivers in here to prevent it from moving any further than that link right there. But I don't think I'm going to have to worry about it too much. I mean, it is stressful, no doubt. And I've got things under tension right now. One of the things that you want to do before you get started is make sure that you've got a full tank of gas. So that's the next thing I'm getting ready to do, is do that. And I'm going to set this up in a place where you can kind of see what's going on. So you can see the chain up there around that tree, and you can see how it's leaning, and it could hit that building there or any one of these if it comes down. So it just needs to be gone. Even if it was to die, it'd still have to come down some way. So these trees are notorious for coming down in ice and snowstorms. We've had several do that, even here on this property. So it needs to come down. It's big and could do some damage if you didn't control it in some way. But you can see that's where I'm headed with it, down there, where that tile is. So we'll see what happens, see if we can get this to work. So here's my tractor, and it's dug into the ground. I mean, it's in a position where it could dig if it was pulled, if it was under a lot of tension. But the brakes are on and the gear is in gear, low gear, so it shouldn't pull, shouldn't do anything other than just stay right there. And then this come along is attached to this good chain here, and it's a good type of come along. But as I say, what could go wrong, right? Hopefully nothing. So the idea here is the tree is leaning this way, so by cutting it on the side like this, the idea is to turn it, is to have it flip down to the side. And so that's what I'm in the process of achieving here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera to another location so that there's no danger to the camera, and so that you get a better view of the whole thing. And so it's going to take me a little bit to get it all set up, but we'll see what happens. Well, there you go. That's how it's done. I'll give you a closer look. That went right where I wanted it to go. I don't even need to worry about cleaning it up today. I got other things to do. I just wanted it down. And now it is. I'll give you a closer look at some things. So you see that part in the middle here, that is where it hinged. And right here is where I put the wedge in. And so what it's doing is it's moving sideways, and I would pound the wedge in, take up tension on the cable, pound the winch in some more, take the winch, pound the wedge in a little further, and kept doing that until it finally gave way. And it did a nice job. You can see what's happened there. I don't think it did anything to that tile. It just broke stuff, and that's broke the limbs, and that's really what you want to see happen. This was an old dead pine tree, and one night there was a big storm, and this thing came crashing down and landed on top of that building right there. It didn't hurt this side of it too much, but it sure crushed the other side. And I carefully removed everything and got all the wood off of there, all the logs and stuff in long forms. And I did it with a boom on the front of the tractor, and so I didn't have to be up there on top very much, other than just put the chain around the logs and cut it one or two times.